What if I told you one of America's brightest places began as one of its emptiest? To Nevada's history is a journey from silent deserts to silver empires, to cities that glow all night. Nevada is a state shaped by deserts, mountains, and wide-open skies. Today, people know it for bright cities like Las Vegas, but its story began long before the lights. From ancient lands to mining booms, Nevada's past is full of dramatic changes. Long before Nevada became a state, long before cities or highways appeared, this land was shaped by powerful forces of nature. Millions of years ago, most of Nevada was underwater. Ancient seas moved across the region, leaving behind layers of rock, minerals, and fossilized life. As the Earth's plates shifted, the land rose and cracked, forming mountains, deep valleys, and basins. This is why Nevada is full of strange rock formations, dry lake beds, and rugged desert landscapes. Volcanoes once erupted across the region, shaping the soil and leaving minerals that would later become extremely valuable. Over time, the land dried, ice ages came and went. Lakes grew huge, then slowly disappeared. One of the biggest was Lake Lahontan, which once covered parts of western Nevada. Today, only a few pieces of it remain, such as Pyramid Lake and Walker Lake. Life adapted to the harsh climate. Desert plants like sagebrush and Joshua trees learned to survive with little water. Animals such as bighorn sheep, jackrabbits, and coyotes spread across the region. Nevada's environment became one of the most challenging yet beautiful places in North America. Though the land seemed quiet, it held secrets that would shape the future. Silver, gold, copper, and other minerals hidden deep underground. These natural treasures would one day attract thousands of people and create entire towns. But before miners and explorers arrived, Nevada already had caretakers, people who understood the desert better than anyone. The story of Nevada cannot begin with statehood or mining. It begins with the land itself, wild, ancient, and powerful. This land would become the foundation for every chapter that followed. Thousands of years before the United States existed, the lands of Nevada were home to native peoples who knew the desert like a close friend. The Northern Paiute, Southern Paiute, Western Shoshone, and Washoe tribes lived across the mountains, valleys, and waterways. These communities developed deep knowledge of the land, understanding where to find water, food, and shelter in harsh seasons. The Paiute and Shoshone lived in small family groups, moving with the seasons to hunt, fish, and gather plants. They used rabbit-skin blankets for warmth, wove baskets for carrying food, and crafted tools from stone and wood. The Washoe people lived near Lake Tahoe, where they fished for trout and gathered pine nuts, an important food source. For these tribes, Nevada was not empty desert, it was a living world filled with meaning. Every mountain, river, and valley had a story. Traditions were shared through songs, dances, and oral storytelling. Leaders and elders guided their communities, teaching respect for nature and the spirits of the land. Trade routes connected groups across the region. Shells from the Pacific Ocean, stones from the mountains, and handmade baskets traveled from tribe to tribe. Peace was common, though conflicts sometimes occurred over resources. Still, the people of Nevada found ways to live in balance with the environment. When European explorers eventually arrived, Nevada's native communities had been here for thousands of years. Their knowledge, survival skills, and cultural traditions formed the earliest chapters of Nevada's history. They were the first keepers of the land, shaping its story long before maps, mines, or borders existed. Today, many native communities still live in Nevada, carrying their history into the present and preserving their language, culture, and identity. The 1700s and early 1800s brought new movement into the region that would become Nevada. Spanish explorers were some of the first Europeans to travel through the area. They did not settle here permanently, but their journeys created the earliest maps and trade routes. Much of Nevada was then considered part of the Spanish Empire. In the early 1800s, the land changed hands again. After Mexico won independence from Spain in 1821, Nevada became part of Mexican territory. Over time, American trappers, fur traders, and adventurers began moving west. The harsh deserts made travel dangerous, but new trails slowly formed. One of the most famous explorers was John C. Fremont, who traveled across Nevada in the 1840s. He mapped rivers, mountains, and valleys, helping future settlers understand the region. His reports described Nevada as dry and difficult, but full of possibility. Everything changed after the Mexican-American War ended in 1848. Under the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, much of the western United States, including Nevada, became American territory. The land was still mostly uninhabited by settlers, but that was about to change. As pioneers traveled west toward California, many passed through Nevada. Some struggled to survive the rough terrain. One famous story is the Donner Party, which attempted to take a shortcut through Nevada but became trapped in the mountains, leading to a tragic ending. By the 1850s, small settlements began appearing near rivers and mountain passes. Still, few people wanted to live permanently in Nevada, till one discovery changed everything. The next chapter in Nevada's history would be shaped not by explorers or trails, but by something hidden deep in the mountains: silver. In 1859, a group of miners searching for gold in the Sierra Nevada mountains made a discovery that would transform the region forever. What they found was not just gold, but one of the richest silver deposits in the world. This discovery became known as the Comstock Lode, and it sparked a massive rush of people into Nevada. Thousands of miners, merchants, and adventurers poured into the area. Towns grew almost overnight. The most famous was Virginia City, which went from a quiet hillside to a booming mining center filled with saloons, shops, and hotels. People from all over the world arrived hoping to strike it rich. Mining the Comstock was difficult. The silver lay deep underground, and early miners struggled. But soon, new technology was invented: stronger supports for tunnels, better pumps to remove water, and the famous square-set timber system that made deep mining possible. The mines became some of the most advanced in the world. The wealth from the Comstock Lode helped build railroads, businesses, and even influenced American politics. Some historians believe the silver boom helped support the Union during the Civil War by strengthening the national economy. As money flowed in, Nevada grew quickly. People built theaters, schools, newspapers, and churches. Life was exciting but dangerous. Mine accidents, fires, and economic ups and downs were common. Still, the promise of silver kept people coming. By the late 1800s, the Comstock mines began to slow down. Much of the easy-to-reach silver was gone, and mining became less profitable. But the silver boom had already changed Nevada forever. It brought people, wealth, and attention to a region that had once been considered empty desert, and it set the stage for Nevada becoming a state. As the Civil War raged across the United States in the early 1860s, Nevada was still a territory, but a rapidly growing one. The discovery of the Comstock Lode made the region strategically important because the Union needed resources to fund the war effort. Silver from Nevada helped support the nation economically, and political leaders saw value in bringing Nevada into the Union quickly. Nevada officially became the 36th state on October 31, 1864. Its rapid statehood was unusual. Normally, territories waited until they had a larger population, but the Union government wanted Nevada's support. President Abraham Lincoln believed Nevada's electoral votes and pro-Union stance were important during the war. To speed up the process, Nevada sent its entire state constitution to Washington, D.C., by telegraph. It was the longest telegraphed message ever sent at the time, over 16,000 words, and extremely expensive, but it worked. Nevada was admitted as a state just days before the presidential election of 1864. Early statehood was not easy. Nevada's population was scattered, and many towns depended heavily on mining. When silver prices fell, the economy suffered. Still, state leaders worked to build stability. They established laws, courts, and a state government. The capital was placed in Carson City, near the mining centers. Although the Civil War ended soon after statehood, Nevada's early identity was shaped by the national conflict. Its motto, Battleborn, reflects its entry into the Union during wartime. Statehood brought challenges but also opportunities. Railroads expanded, new towns formed, and Nevada slowly began to grow beyond mining. Yet many people wondered whether the boom would last or whether Nevada would become a forgotten desert again. It was only the beginning of the state's long transformation. After the first mining boom faded, Nevada needed new ways to survive. The late 1800s brought two major changes: the expansion of railroads and the rise of ranching. Railroads transformed the West, connecting towns, carrying goods, and bringing new settlers. When the Central Pacific Railroad crossed northern Nevada in the 1860s, it turned small settlements into important stops. Communities like Elko and Winmucca grew because trains brought supplies, workers, and travelers. For many Nevadans, ranching became the backbone of daily life. Cattle and sheep ranches spread across valleys and plains where water was available. Ranchers built homesteads, raised livestock, and supplied meat and wool to nearby towns. Life was tough. Winters were cold, summers were hot, and water was scarce. But ranching families formed strong communities and traditions. Small rural towns slowly developed. They had schools, post offices, markets, and churches. Social events like dances, rodeos, and festivals helped bring people together. Though mining towns often rose and fell quickly, ranching towns tended to last longer. Mining did not disappear completely. New discoveries, especially gold, copper, and silver, created smaller booms in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Towns such as Tonopah and Goldfield experienced periods of rapid growth. Each boom brought hotels, banks, and businesses, but also uncertainty. When the mines slowed, many people moved away. Despite challenges, Nevada's population slowly increased. Immigrants from Europe, China, and Latin America added to the state's cultural diversity. Their contributions shaped everything from food to festivals to labor traditions. By the early 1900s, Nevada was still mostly rural, but it was stable. The land of mines had become a land of ranches, railroads, and small towns where people built quiet but lasting lives. Yet a new era was coming, one that would change Nevada more than anything before. The early 1900s brought one of the most important engineering projects in American history, the construction of Hoover Dam. Built on the Colorado River at the Nevada-Arizona border, the dam would bring power, water, and jobs to the entire Southwest. Construction began in 1931 during the Great Depression. Thousands of workers came from across the country, hoping for steady work during a difficult time. They lived in harsh conditions, facing extreme heat, dangerous tools, and tight deadlines. To house them, the government built Boulder City, a planned community that still exists today. Despite the challenges, the project moved forward quickly. Workers blasted through rock, poured massive amounts of concrete, and created a structure unlike anything the world had seen. When Hoover Dam was completed in 1936, it became a symbol of American strength and teamwork. The dam changed Nevada forever. It provided electricity to cities and industries across the region. It also controlled flooding and supplied water to farms and communities around Las Vegas and beyond. Without Hoover Dam, modern Nevada, especially southern Nevada, could not have grown the way it did. The creation of Lake Mead, the reservoir behind the dam, brought new opportunities for recreation and tourism. People came to fish, boat, and explore the massive lake surrounded by desert cliffs. During the same period, Nevada passed several laws that attracted visitors. Divorce laws became more lenient, and gambling was legalized in 1931. These changes made Nevada different from many other states and began shaping its identity as a place of entertainment and opportunity. Hoover Dam marked the beginning of a new era shift from a rural, mining-based economy to one driven by tourism, energy, and growth. Nevada was ready for change, and the next chapter would make it famous around the world. Before the 1900s, Las Vegas was just a small stop in the desert with natural springs that offered water to travelers. But everything changed when the railroad arrived in 1905, establishing the town as a key transportation point. Yet the real transformation came later. In 1931, Nevada legalized gambling to stimulate the economy. At first, casinos were small and simple places where workers relaxed after long days. But as Hoover Dam workers and tourists arrived, Las Vegas began to grow. Hotels, bars, and casinos lined Fremont Street, creating a lively nightlife in the middle of the desert. In the 1940s and 1950s, larger resort-style casinos appeared. The Flamingo, opened by businessman Bugsy Siegel, introduced a new style of luxury entertainment. Soon, more glamorous hotels followed, attracting visitors from across the country. Showgirls, live music, and neon lights turned Las Vegas into a symbol of excitement. The famous Las Vegas Strip grew into a world of its own. Massive resorts combined casinos, restaurants, theaters, and pools, all designed to give visitors an unforgettable experience. Stars like Frank Sinatra and Elvis Presley performed nightly, making Las Vegas an entertainment capital. Meanwhile, the growth of air travel brought tourists from around the world. Each decade added bigger and more impressive hotels. The Mirage, Caesar's Palace, the Bellagio, and many others helped shape the modern Strip. Las Vegas also became a major convention destination, with tens of thousands of people visiting for business events. Beyond gambling, the city expanded into concerts, sports, cuisine, and family attractions. By the late 20th century, Las Vegas had become one of the fastest-growing cities in America. What started as a quiet desert stop had transformed into a global destination known for lights, luxury, and entertainment. In recent decades, Nevada has continued to grow rapidly, especially in cities like Las Vegas, Reno, and Henderson. New neighborhoods, schools, and businesses spread across the desert. People from all over the United States moved to Nevada for jobs, affordable housing, and warm weather. Tourism remains the state's largest industry. Millions of visitors come each year to enjoy shows, resorts, national parks, and outdoor adventures. Lake Tahoe attracts skiers and hikers. Red Rock Canyon draws climbers. Great Basin National Park offers dark sky, stargazing, and ancient trees. But growth also brings challenges. Nevada faces water shortages because much of the state is desert. Communities work hard to conserve water and manage resources from the Colorado River. Air quality, traffic, and land development require careful planning. Mining still plays an important role in Nevada's economy. The state is one of the largest gold producers in the world, with modern technology making mining safer and more efficient. Renewable energies, especially solar power, is expanding as well. Education and community development continue to improve as more families move in. New universities, hospitals, and transportation projects help meet the needs of a growing population. Nevada also celebrates its cultural diversity. Festivals, food, music, and traditions from many communities shape the state's identity. Native tribes continue to preserve their history and maintain strong cultural ties to the land. Modern Nevada is more than casinos and lights. It is a blend of cities and rural towns, mountains and deserts, old traditions and new ideas. The state continues to change, yet its history remains visible in the landscapes, stories, and people who call it home. Nevada's story is one of transformation. From ancient seas to desert mountains, from native communities to booming mining towns, from quiet valleys to the bright lights of Las Vegas, the state's history is filled with change, challenge, and resilience. Nevada's legacy is shaped by the people who built it. Miners who dug deep underground searching for silver, railroad workers who laid tracks across the desert, ranchers who raised livestock in remote valleys, engineers who constructed Hoover Dam, entertainers, artists, chefs, and hotel workers who made Las Vegas a global destination, families who turned empty land into thriving neighborhoods. Throughout its history, Nevada has embraced reinvention. When mineral booms faded, the state turned to tourism. When challenges came, Nevadans adapted. This spirit continues today. Looking forward, Nevada faces new opportunities. Its growing population brings innovation, technology, and a younger generation ready to shape the future. Renewable energy offers a chance for cleaner power. Expanding universities and research centers support learning and discovery. Outdoor recreation continues to draw people who want to explore the state's natural beauty. Nevada also seeks to honor its past. Museums, cultural centers, and native communities help preserve stories that might otherwise be forgotten. Protecting natural landscapes, wildlife, and historical sites ensures that future generations can understand the journey that shaped the state. The road ahead will bring challenges. Water, climate, and development require careful planning. But Nevada has always thrived in difficult conditions. Its history shows a pattern of growth through determination and creativity. Nevada is a place where the past and future meet. Its story is still being written every day by the people who live, work, and dream here. The Silver State remains a symbol of resilience, opportunity, and endless possibility. Nevada's history is a journey of survival, discovery, and transformation. From ancient deserts to booming cities, each era helped shape the state we know today. Its story reminds us that even the toughest landscapes can create incredible possibilities. Nevada continues to grow, evolve, and inspire, and its next chapter is still being written.